it's me again. Just paying tribute to Mr. Gerard Morin once again. Hello, Mr. Gerard Morin. I want to do this video because of several reasons. Several reasons. My understanding right now about how the energy, the electricity, the power is here. It's everywhere. How it's made, how it's done, why no one cares about anything, about nothing at all. And everybody goes on with their daily lives. So this is what I really want to talk about. I want to talk about this. Because, now that my understanding about energy, I understand it very well now. I do. I understand it very, very well. But when you try to explain it to people, they kind of look at you like, what have you been smoking? Or like, what have you been doing? Or, they try to really quickly sort of, either, they'll say something nice and they'll kind of change the subject. They'll talk about something else. Or they'll just walk away. Like, say you're talking to somebody about, they may ask you, oh yeah, so what have you been up to? And you say, hey, well, I've been researching, electricity, power, energy. And they're like, oh yeah, that's nice. And then you start talking to them about, how it's here, how it's there, how it gets made, and they just look at you like, you know what I mean? So it's a real big problem. Well, look, it's been 150 years, almost 150 years. I mean, it is a problem, right? No one cares about it. Now, let me give you one insight on this. Okay, so if I was able to tell you that I could tell you about it, and I could save you lots of money, and you'd have your own power and your own energy all day and all night long, would that be worth it to you? You'd probably say yeah, right? You say yeah for sure. The story about, if you give a man, fish for a day, he'll eat for a day. Pretty much it. That's all he knows. Man, and what I mean by man is man and woman. But if you can teach a man to fish, well, he'll be able to feed not only his family, but he can feed his community. And he can show everybody else how to fish also too, right? And spread it around where everybody knows how to fish. So let me give you another analogy. When the caveman first discovered fire, right? Must have discovered fire somewhere. Something was burning. Maybe lightning came down and it was burning, and he was able to move the fire somewhat over to where his location was, and everybody must have went, whoa. Here's another analogy. The caveman that knew how to rub the hands together and make the fire and bring it to whatever location he was at, people must have went, oh my God. Those cavemen must have been like, oh my God, this is the biggest thing that I must learn how to do, is to make fire. Fire was so important in the caveman day. Why? It was fire. It was heat. You can cook with it, and it's light. And you can defend with it also too. You can burn stuff, burn things, whatever it is. You can defend with it. You can do many things with fire. Okay? Very important, especially in the wintertime. You're freezing. You're in a cave. It's frozen, right? You got fire. You're nice and warm now, and you're cooking food, and you got light, and you're able to do your weapons and all that stuff. You're able to melt things. You're able to boil things. You're able to do lots of things. Now this was some knowledge that you must have. People nowadays are people of these days, of our century, well, in the last, let's say 20 years, or 25 years, are the most stupidest. They don't even know how to make a fire. They don't want to make a fire. So that knowledge about fire, the quest for fire, if you ever go see the movie or check out the movie, it's called Quest for Fire. That's about the cavemen, and they're on a quest for fire, to get fire, right? Because they have no more fire. Anyways, so that's the quest of energy. Quest of energy. The quest of energy, exactly. Power, electricity. The knowledge is here already. We're using it all day and all night long. It's all around you. You see it every day. You walk out of your house, well, you don't even have to walk out of your house. As soon as you wake up in the morning, boom, your lights come on, your eyes open, and whatever you do mechanically, whether you touch the light here, you turn the light on, right? The lights are on, the radio is on, the TV on, your smartphone is right there, your iPhone, your smartphone. As soon as you go check your mail, you're using this technology. This technology is right in front of you, all day, all night long. Your car, your e-bike, your motorcycle, whatever it is that you're doing, you're using it every day and all day and all night long until you go to sleep. And then wake up, your eyes open up, and you're using it again. All day long, 24/7. Why is it that you are not knowledgeable about how does it work? Right? Because I tell you, the governments know how the energy is here, what it is, and how do I utilize it, and how can I make it. They know. So BC Hydro, or whatever power plant out there around the world, okay, so if it's such a big secret to the public, why does, like what I say, why does the world all have it? All the world governments have it, right? Because you can go to Mexico, China, the States, all over the States, all over Canada, all over Europe. There's electric, not unless you're out in the jungle. I mean the jungle, right? Still, you can bring a generator. That's power, that's energy, that's electricity, right? Yes, it is. So, if the world has it, the world governments have it, and it's there, why is it that the public has no idea on how it's made? Maybe it's because the public are too stupid to figure it out. That's it. That's the question. That's the answer. The public is just too stupid, right? Like what I said, man of today is more stupider. We think that we're so smart. We're not smart, right? Well, I'm there now, right? I'm there now, and I'm trying to share something with you guys here, right? We think that we're so smart. We don't even know how to even light a light, how the light bulb works, how it's made, and can I make a light bulb myself to actually work, right? To actually turn on, right? Can you make a light bulb turn on besides plugging it into the wall and flipping the switch? That's located running from your wall in your house and your switch over here. Can you build it? Can you make it? I'd say 99.99% of the people would have no clue. They'd have no idea, right? No clue. So that's what I'm talking about, is that nobody knows anything about energy, power, electricity. They think they know, right? Oh yeah, BC Hydro comes, BC Hydro, they got the power plant down there, and it's, you plug it in the wall, and that's how it works. That's the knowledge that they know. They have no idea how it works, how it runs, how it's made, and can you make it yourself? Can you make a personal one yourself? Well, yeah, the answer is yeah, you can. With your two hands, you can. You see, Tesla was the smartest man on the planet. he basically figured out how energy, what energy is, how energy works, and how to duplicate it mechanically. Means artificially. He was able to build certain devices to make energy, power, electricity. Because he knew it was there, right? He knew it was there. But how do you snap your fingers and make energy? You just can't, right? Naturally you can, right? The natural world can make it, because it's happening all day and all night long right in front of our faces. We just don't see it, we don't smell it, we don't hear it, and we can't talk to it. Well, you can once you manipulate it. Then you can hear what's going on. Now you're talking to it, and it is talking to you. I know it's hard to understand or hard to relate of what I'm talking about, but I want to open up your guys' eyes and your imagination here. It's like, when you rub the genie, the lantern, the genie, and then the genie appears, right? Well, that's how energy is, right? You have to do something, and then the energy will appear. You can sit there all day and all night long looking into space. Not looking into space, but looking into the sky, looking at the trees, looking at the birds, looking at the ocean view. Right? You can be looking and looking for a million years, and you know what? You might not even solve the problem. You might not even solve it. But I figured it out. Gerard figured it out. Tesla was the first one to figure it out. And Tesla was the smartest man in the world. Smartest, according to me. According to me, he was the smartest man on the planet. Because he figured out basically what energy is, like I said, what it is, and how it works naturally, and can I duplicate it mechanically with his two hands, which he did. With his two hands, he built devices, right? I'm giving you hints here and clues here. He built devices that would bring out energy, power, electricity. Big hints there. So if the world has this power, energy, electricity, and they're all using it and charging us for it, and we use it, we got to go to work for it all day and all night long, and it's free. And it's free. Right? Because no one owns the energy. No one owns it, and it's free. Why are we paying for it? Why are we paying for it? If it's free, and you can mechanically make this power, energy, electricity mechanically, and anybody can make it, why are we paying for it? Why is the whole world paying for it if you can make it yourself? Because obviously there's nothing, I'm in Vancouver, Canada. There's BC Hydro, they're just men, right? They're just men. And what I mean, again, by man is, man and woman, right? They're just they're human beings, right? So they made it. They made energy. We're human. I'm a human being. You're a human being. Everybody's a human being, right? But this energy, this power, this electricity, there's many videos out there where it shows individuals, right? One person by themselves, they're actually making electricity right in front of your eyes. Right in front of your eyes. So it doesn't take a whole team of 5,000 people to make energy, power, electricity. It doesn't. All it takes is one man. One man, because Tesla made it, right? He was the one, like what I said, discovered it, found out how it works, and can I duplicate it and manifest it, and what what was that phenomena, and then he actually understood what the phenomena was, power, energy, electricity, and then he was able to duplicate it, manifest it with his two hands, build it, and produce electricity. But just one guy. Right? So one man can actually make electricity too. So, but why is it that if it's free and you can mechanically make it, why are we paying for it if it's free? Oh yeah, right. Because we're freaking stupid. Right? Everybody's stupid. No better than the actual caveman, because we didn't actually learn how to make fire. You see? The caveman, most important thing was for the caveman was what? Food, shelter, fire. Food, water, shelter, right? And power. Energy, heat, fire. Right? The most important thing to us guys also too of the 20th century is, yeah, food, water, shelter. What's next? Everything that we use, right, is the energy. We can't live without food and water. We can't live without food and water. But in order to survive, right, we need, shelter, right, to sleep and to, have shelter from the elements, right? The winter, the winter, summer, rain, fall, and we need some kind of, heating system, right, which is the power energy. Okay? That's what the caveman knew. We don't know this today. So anyways, the government, all the governments around the world, they have pretty much said, okay, look, tell you what, we're going to take all this land over here and we're going to use it to make electricity and power. And we're going to use all the water over here, Niagara Falls, we're going to use that all. We're going to take it all, we're going to block it all off, whatever it is, we're going to use all that land, use all the water, no one can use any of that stuff. We're going to make electricity, free electricity, and take all of that from everybody. We're going to make electricity, power, energy, and then we're going to sell it to you. And it's free. If they're making power and energy for everybody by using Niagara Falls, where's my little spot? I want my spot right there so I can have electricity. Where's my share? If it's free, and I mean this, but the caveman was here. Everything's free. Who decided that's what government? Who gives the power to governments to say, look, we're going to use all this area right here for the people, right? For the public. We're going to build something, and then we're going to charge you for it. When meanwhile back at the ranch, it's the public that is actually working there anyways, right? Building. You're building it, right? Whatever needs to be built is the public is building it. And then once it's done, the public doesn't own any shares to anything. Now the government owns it, and they'll charge you up the yin-yang all day and all night long to use this power, this energy. Or even the gas lines, the oil lines, whatever it may be, right? They're pumping it out of the ground, which is free, and they're selling it right back to the slaves. We're nothing but slaves. We think that we are so free, and we're the biggest, actually stupidest, actually human beings in the last 150 years, because we rely on the government, like almost like moms and dads, to tell us, hey, here you go, and we turn around and say, oh, thank you very much for doing that for me. Meanwhile, it's free. All of this is free, and we're just saying thank you, and they're saying, well, pay us for it, which we are going to work and paying for everything that is made here, right? I'm just saying, right? I mean, obviously TVs and that kind of stuff, they got to be built, but they only work on free energy, which means basically, look, the land is here. Who gives the right to anybody to say, we're going to take all this over here, right? We're going to take all this land and use all that water and don't let anybody use the water, and we're going to actually build an electricity, power plant here, and we're going to have workers come in, have this power plant. We're going to build a power plant. We're going to make free energy, and then we're going to sell it to everybody, and then they're going to pay for it. Because 80% of this power, this energy, this electricity is the cost of your living. 80% of everything that you do is tied into the electricity. Whether it's the stores have to have the lights on, the power's in the stores, grocery stores, it's all hooked up to electricity, phones, cables, cars with the gas. Everything is electricity, power, energy. 80% of your cost of what you have to go to work for pays for all that. So if it's for free and you're using it all day long, why are you paying for it? Right? And can you make it? Yeah, you can make it, because Tesla was the one that first actually discovered it. And all the power plants around the world for the last 100 and almost 50 years know the secret, know how the energy is made, the power, the electricity is made, and they make it on a massive scale, right? Taking all the land, taking all the water, however it's done by hydroelectric, wind or solar, or by steam or by coal, okay? However it's done, okay? Because you can make power, energy, electricity several ways. Something has to move though, okay? The wind has to blow, right? Solar, the sun has to shine, the water has to come down and move, right? The motors or the generators. Something has to move, right? Something's got to go. Something's got to go first in order for this to move. And we're using water mechanically, and the water's free, right? If the water's free, pouring down Niagara Falls, and we just stick something down there to make this all happen, isn't that free? Why are you paying for it? If the sun is shining and we're using solar, you know, or the wind is blowing, and it's free, why are you paying for it? Go figure. Why are you paying for it? They take up so much of the land, so much of the water that's crucial, vital to you, because it is part of the land, and that water is free, right? But the government's just basically said, wait a minute, we're going to don't worry about it, we'll take care of it for you, and we'll handle it from here. And then they charge you through the nose for it. So how is this energy, how is this energy detected? Or what is the energy? Well, the energy is above you. Power, energy, electricity is above you. It's below you. It's in front of you and behind you. But you can't see it. You can't touch it, can't smell it, and you can't communicate with it. It does not communicate with you, not unless you communicate with it. It'll sit there all day long and do nothing until you figure out how to communicate with it, or if you ever will. Right? Look, I'm moving the energy with my hands. This is what I'm doing. I'm moving the energy. I'm fanning myself with, air, A-I-R, air. This is the energy. It's all around you. This is what Tesla figured. He figured out. The energy's everywhere. It's all around. It's all in front of your face. It's in front of your face. But how do you work with it? It's a question. See that sun out there? It's summertime right now. It's summertime right now. That sun is producing energy. Right? All through the whole planet. Mexico, Spain, Canada, United States, Europe, all over the world, Alaska, all over the world is producing producing on a massive scale, global scale, energy, power, electricity. But naturally, to the plants, to the water, to the bugs, to the worms, to the fish, to the animals, and to us, the human beings. Naturally. Not mechanically. Well, it is mechanically, but it's in a natural form. Right? It's producing it. So, if it's producing it, naturally, how can I get some? How can I grab some of that? Ah, you're saying, I don't get it. You're saying, I don't understand. I'm lost. Well, Tesla, he figured it out, how to get it. And he figured out what to make. And he figured out how to make it and how it all works. And I figured it out too. Through Gerard Morin. Thank you, Mr. Gerard Morin. Everybody should be thanking Mr. Gerard Morin. So Tesla figured out how to grab it, how to manipulate it, how to use it, how to play with it. But there's a secret way on how to get it, play with it, and manipulate it. It's a secret way. And that secret has been kept so close to fucking the governments that they keep it so tight that they don't even want you to know about it. Because if you knew about it, then you'd be able to make it yourself. And now I know how to make it. I'm showing you, like in my videos, you know, when, you know, the generator, you know, when I turn on the generators, well, you see actually, you know, there's electricity being, there's power, there's energy being made, right? Right in front of your eyes. But you have to understand what is going on, though, right? You have to understand what is really happening here. That's what you have to look through everything, beyond everything, right? And go, what is really happening here? Like, what is really going on, right? What's really happening? Well, we're making power, we're making energy, and we're making electricity. That's what is being done, mechanically. And that's what BC Hydro has been doing, and all the power plants all over the world have been doing. They're making power, energy, electricity, mechanically. Physically making it. Because it's free to get. It's free, it's out there, it's free. But you have to know how to catch that free power, energy, electricity. You guys following me? Well, you're asking, okay, how does energy, how is it made, how does it work? I've been giving you lots of hints and lots of clues in this video, right? Rewind, play, rewind, play, rewind, play until you start understanding. I'm not going to tell you how it all works now because you might not even get it. Just slowly try to figure it out. There's lots of videos. Gerard's got lots of videos out. He tells you how to do it. You know, but like what I said, you try to tell people and they just think that you're stupid. They think that, what have you been smoking? Right? Well, look, if all the governments can make it, then it's not stupid. And it's not like, what have you been smoking? Because it's the truth. And some people don't want to hear the truth. They'd rather actually hear a bogus story, and so that way it sounds easier for them to actually listen to and kind of go, oh yeah, you're right. It's not like that, because this energy, this power, this electricity, it's like magic. It's like magic. It's like Merlin the magician, right? And the genie in the bottle. Oh, genie, 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 genie. Poof, poof. The genie appears. That's how energy, power, electricity is made. Because it goes, it's not here, it's not here, it's not here. Poof, poof. It's here. What do you see? The light turns on, the radio turns on, the TV comes on, your phone comes on. That's the genie right there. That's the energy. But it only comes on only when things are aligned. I'm giving you tips. Okay? When things are aligned. These mechanically things are in line. And when they are in line, precisely in line, and above and all that kind of stuff, because there's actually different frequencies and so on, so on, so on. And now you're starting to see the genie. The genie appears. But people are not seeing the genie, they're just seeing actually basically, look, the light's on, hey, right on. They're just seeing the light for what the light is. Or they're seeing the TV for what the TV is, and they're just watching TV. You're so much watching TV that you're forgetting about what the hell is really going on. You're watching the show, Big Brother or whatever it is, You're watching the show that you don't even really know what's really happening, right? There's a genie right there in front of your face, and you don't see the genie. Yeah, that's how bizarre energy, power, electricity is. But you can actually catch it. You can grab it. You can physically grab it. Look, I am grabbing. Well, no. Well, yeah, I am actually grabbing natural energy because natural energy is here, right? I mean, it's all over the place. It keeps me alive. The natural energy from the sun keeps everybody alive. 3 days without that sun over there, I think we'd be all dead, right? Because it's like a battery. You don't keep it charged, it'll start losing we'll lose our voltage, and the trees will die, the plants will die, the water, the worms, the bugs, the fish, all the animals, we would die also too, without the sun. Because that sun is like a generator. It's what energizes the whole world. And there's energy all around us, all over the place. It's in front of us, behind us, below us, and above us, all over the world. So it's like the genie is here, but you can't see the genie. How does the genie get out of the bottle? Well, you have to rub it. Now somebody figured it out how to get the genie out of the bottle by rubbing the lamp. Right? Rubbing it. That genie could be in there all day long, night long. You could be looking at that genie bottle and going, "What the hell? How come the genie's not coming out?" Right? You're doing everything to get it out besides rubbing it. Right? The energy's in front of your face. And look, 60 years, 100 years goes by, 125, 130 goes by. And look at all the people that have passed away and they don't even know how the energy, power, electricity works. It just went right by them. Right? Well, I finally figured it out. And I'm telling you, I finally figured it out through Gerard and through Tesla. Right? Because Gerard was following Tesla. Plus, through all his tests. Way more tests than what I was doing. Right? I'm just following Gerard. But now I know. I understand now what Gerard is talking about. Right? Because it's true. Because I can do it myself also. And I can see it all around me. Every day I can see it all around me. So for the last 100 and almost 50 years, we've been all slaves to this system here. Right? We should all be ashamed of ourselves, for actually being fooled. Right? Fooled. Because it's like, if it's free, and the governments around the planet, they take all that land and they use all that water and they use all the steam and coal, whatever it is, and pollute everywhere and take everything, and then they make this free energy, and then they say, okay, well now it's free, but we're going to actually sell it to you and you got to pay for it. And we're going to say, yeah, okay, sure, take all the land, use all that water, which is our water, which is our land, man's water, and then they turn around and sell it to you in a second. I think that's like highway robbery. There's something wrong with that. Something big time wrong with that. But if you can make that yourself now, if you can make a portable one yourself, this big, 2 feet by 1 feet by 1 foot high, start learning. Because it is achievable and it is possible. Because one man found out how it works, how it's made, and can he make it himself. And he did it. Mr. Tesla. He did it. Those big companies back in those days, Westinghouse and so on, they said, okay, we believe it, because he was showing everybody, the big fires, light show, electricity. Yeah, well, that was electricity. He was making electricity, right? Some people thought he was a whack. He was, cooped out. He was out of his mind, whatever it was, but he made electricity. So those big companies said, yeah, okay, let's go over here, we'll work with you, and they slowly, tricked him into doing whatever he needed to do, and they bought all his stuff up and just kind of like threw him down the freaking road and said, see you later, pal, thanks for the great idea, whatever, we'll take it from here. And from that moment on, because it's free, because he showed him how free it was, but all you got to do is build this. And look what he was building. It was one man. He was building just small ones, smaller ones, small ones, and he's making bigger ones, bigger ones, bigger ones, bigger ones, bigger ones, right? But that was for the whole city, the whole world. He was going to try to power the whole world. That's what he was doing. He was going to build it on a massive scale, power the whole world. I'm just showing you how you can make it for yourself. Because you don't need to set up a station at your house that's going to power the whole city. No. Everybody can power up their own house. So if they took it from Tesla back in his time, in 1890 some odd, and we've been using it like that ever since, that means we've been fooled for over 100 and some odd years, almost 150 years. We've been all fooled. And we've been getting ripped off. All day, all night long, and your son and your daughter will be paying for it, also them, and down the road. But can you make it yourself, this power? Yes, you can. I'm going to make another video soon. Once I get the capacitor hooked up to the capacitor battery bank hooked up to the generator. I'm going to try to get it self-loop itself. And I'll make another video. That'll be coming up very, very soon. Sometime in the next couple of weeks. And but other than that, yeah, it's like we need to look at like what are we really doing here? Like, what are we really doing? Like, why are we so stupid? Right? Like, why don't we care about fire like the caveman did? That we don't care about energy, power, and electricity like the caveman did. Because it should be the most important thing to care about. Food, water, shelter, and the energy, which is the power of the electricity. Why does man not care about this? Those are the most important things on this freaking planet. If I drop you in the middle of the jungle, if I drop you out in the middle of the jungle, what are your four basic things? Food, water, shelter. Right? I don't think you're going to be using any electricity out there, because there's no need. Because there's free land there. Free land, you can set up shop anywhere. You don't need electricity. All you need is food, water, and shelter. Right? And fire to warm yourself up. Remember that. But since we got houses, and we live this so-called mundane life with all this gadgets and gadgets around, well, we need electricity. So we have electricity. So aren't those the most important things to you that you must have? Must know this knowledge. Food. Where's the food coming from? No one's even planting anymore. They don't even got gardens. Walk up and down the street in the alleys and whatever it is. You'll see hundreds and hundreds of places, homes. They got trees, they got shrubs, they got plants, they got the lilies, they got this. No food. Not even one lettuce, not one potato, not one green, not one carrot, not one radishes, nothing. No broccoli, no peas, nothing. You'll see maybe one house out of about 50, 60 houses, maybe more, that has a garden. Grow your food. This water system right now also too, man, we don't have no control over the water system whatsoever. And we don't have no control over the energy, power, electricity system whatsoever either. Right? That's how useless man is today. We have no control over nothing. No food, no water, and shelter. Well, look at it, 1.2 million bucks. Pretty amazing, eh? To say how stupid we are, how bad it is, how man has allowed governments around the world to dictate how they live their life. And you say that we're free. You're a free person. You're not free. You're a slave. You know better. You know better of a slave than actually 300 years ago. Right? Pretty much. Right? Because every day that you wake up, you got to go work for that. That's what slaves do. They got to go work for somebody. That's what you're doing. You're working for somebody. It's just kind of like nicely hidden away, and kind of with a mirage around it. Back to the energy in the power plant. So, if it's invisible, and you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't touch it, you can't hear it, and you're not communicating with it, will you ever understand it? Will you ever see it? Will you ever be able to say to yourself and your future sons and daughters, I discovered energy, power, electricity, just like Tesla did. And now I understand it, how it all works. And I can make it myself. Watch. I'll show you. With your two hands, you can now mechanically put together. See, back in Tesla's days, he had to literally build, physically build. Nowadays, we can go use parts, because they're already built. There's billions of them all over the place. Billions. All it is, you grab that part, grab this part, and put them together, and hey, poof! Now you got energy, electricity, power. Well, back in Tesla's days, he didn't have that. There was no parts for him to get. He had to mechanically, physically make it himself. So that challenge, just alone, was incredible. Alone, figured all that out. So we're following all his systems. And thanks to actually Mr. Tesla. So I'm going to make another video also too, and I might get into how it manifests, how this energy, like what I said, remember the genie in the bottle. The only way the genie came out of that bottle is he couldn't shake him out. Couldn't shake him out of the bottle. Couldn't pour water in there and then he'd kind of like swoof out. There's only one way to get that genie out of the bottle. What was that? Rub the lamp. Rub the lamp. That was the only way. That was the secret.